Test, test. Hello, hello. For us, I remember when we first came up with this design. It was pretty cool.
Test, test. Can you hear me, Notley?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. Got the mic fixed.
So London Reeves asked, are there other deck box other than the deck boxes and dice towers? What other products do you make?
You want to touch on that, Notley, while I work on something else?
Yeah, we have about 90 products in total, but most of them are variations on the themes. So we have premium dice towers that are all acrylic and accept large dice and do a variety of different things. We have wooden ones that are pre-made, and then we have ones that are basically just parts. Hold on, let me turn this volume down.
Yeah, I had to mute the YouTube feed.
Yeah, I was getting my own reverb there. So we've got dice towers, we've got deck boxes, we have comic book stand holders, we have something that we call a gaming accessory cube, which I don't know if Frosty has a picture of, but it's kind of an accessory box based on a gelatinous cube theme that we use for carrying around tabletop gaming accessories, cards and dice and characters and that sort of thing. We have a couple of secret projects, which I don't know if we're going to show here today. And we have a couple things in the making, as well as, I should see if Frosty can pull that up. Hold on.
I'm looking for them now, Notley. Give me a minute.
And then we make regular card boxes. So in addition to the commander decks, we have regular card boxes. We have terrain that we haven't really released yet. We have a number of different terrain pieces we've done for like Dungeons and Dragons, dungeon crawls and tabletop gaming. We have some large, I guess you would call them set pieces. Like we have a big, huge pirate ship for set pieces for doing campaigns, as well as a couple other set pieces. But we just haven't released everything. London Reeves, do you have a picture of that you could post? I'd love to see it.
Okay, I've got some pictures coming up on the screen now. Notley, if you want to chat about them, I'll cycle through them a little bit.
So basically what we have here is what we call our tabletop gaming accessory holder. It's kind of I guess you would call it an all-in-one. It's a cube that's about 10 inches by 10 inches, glows in the dark, and kind of carries everything. It's got 4 levels to it. In the bottom, it's got the circle is a hold on one second. So that circle on the bottom pops out. It's a coaster for holding your drinks, when you're in a session, whether it's coffee or beer or tea or whatever it is, it's a coaster. And then the different levels of the cube basically come out, and you can hold all your dice in them. You can hold different card decks. You can hold characters The different levels in the cube actually have areas that will pop out, so you can hold small figures, medium figures, large figures inside this thing. It's got a dice tower in it for regular size dice, so you can just roll your dice through it if you want to. It's kind of an all-in-one, just cool concept that we put together to bring all your stuff with you. But it's a very niche thing and takes an incredibly long amount of time to put together.
Okay, I'm going to change the subject for just a second. I think as I talk, if I switch the pictures at the same time, I believe the stream will keep up with my voice, hopefully. We've got a guy asking in another thread the difference between our standard MTG art versus our Baldur's Gate art. So what I'm bringing up on the screen now is one of our standard art deck boxes. This one is black, red, and blue. It's the all acrylic box, but the wooden boxes look the same. Each of the colors has its own design, both inner and outer. Generally, the wood would be it would look a little bit different than the acrylic does, simply because wood engraves differently than acrylic on the laser. You get a lot more detail on the acrylic. But that is our standard box design. Our Baldur's Gate box design is simply this. It's very simple. We have one single design no matter what color you pick. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Now, the guy that asked about this is actually not here in the channel watching right now. I'm going to be sending him these links. But since I had to look them up anyway, I figured I'd put them on the stream.
And I think it is worth noting that this is the first time we've ever streamed this. So right now our production is rather clunky and we're working out the bugs. But I think if we do this another time or two, we'll be able to smooth things out. Frosty, I think we should also try doing this in Twitch. See if we could do like a simulcast. I don't even know if that's possible. Do YouTube and Twitch at the same time.
It is possible. I'll need to upgrade OBS to get it done, but that's on my list of things to do this week.
Because I know in Twitch you can do a lot of different hashtags and themes. I don't see that here in YouTube, where you can actually have like a category of what you're showing.
Yeah, that's probably not doable here.
Just toss the link to the Insta in the next update so everyone who asks can just look at themselves. Or look themselves. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We probably don't advertise our social media near as much as we should. To be honest, I am not a marketing person, so yeah, that doesn't come second nature to me like it does some people. But yeah, we can definitely do better.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
One feature that somebody asked about earlier is our dice towers. We mentioned on the Kickstarter that each of the dice towers has all 5 colors on it, and we're not very clear about what that means exactly. If you look at the screen now, you'll see that all 5 of the MTG tokens are embedded into the Baldur's Gate dice towers. So while dice towers are not super popular in MTG right now, just because the only dice involved is a die 20, we still thought it would be cool to add that little bit of MTG to the dice tower. And that's what we did. And yeah, we don't have much of an audience yet, but we're working on that. This is our first stream. I plan on doing these, and I know a lot of people like watching laser cutters do their thing. So, it's right now. Technically, it's a bit of a pain to get the camera inside the laser. It's really not conducive to a factory environment because when the laser's done doing its thing, we have to open it up and do a lot with the stuff in there to clean it out, and the whole streaming setup is really in the way of doing that. But I am working on options that would make that easier, and hopefully we can leave a stream going for quite a bit of time every week if I can figure out how to do it. That is something that I'm working on.
And I'm glad you're doing this because I think it'll be fun for people to watch. Who knows who we might pick up, and I think we should try it in some different environments. Try it on Twitch and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. I think I need a different camera. I think I need a wide angle camera because I tried placing the camera. If you see where you're looking at the laser right now, I've got it kind of 45 degrees off to the side and sitting way back away from the cutting area. Because if I put it down below, even though it's 2 feet away from where it's cutting, you couldn't see the edges got cut off. You could see the very middle of the cut area, but not the edges, the ends. So, yeah, definitely need a different lens.
Yes, that's where we originally got the idea because I didn't think anybody would want to watch, somebody just cutting stuff. But in one of the games I play, somebody stuck a live stream up. They're a normal streamer for the game, and they just stuck a live stream up of some 3D printing they're doing, and there was like 200 people watching it for a couple days, and it just kind of blew my mind. So we figured, hey, let's give this a shot.
Yeah, if I can figure out how to actually get the camera in there so that it doesn't interfere with operations, then absolutely I'll do that.
Like everything, Frosty, I have faith in you. You'll figure it out. I wonder how weird it would be or how unsettling if you could have the GoPro right on the head, the laser head, as it was zooming around all over the place.
That might be difficult.
I think that would make you sick watching.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But one thought I did have, we have a CCTV system here in the factory, and the quality of the CCTV cameras are quite good. And if I can figure out how to hijack one of those feeds into Discord or OBS, that might solve the problem. One of the cameras that we've got is pointing directly at the laser that you're watching here on your screen now. And while it's not inside the laser, it's above it and a little bit off to the side. And the entire top of the laser cover that you can't see up above the screen there is acrylic, so you can see through it. So we can actually see the laser doing its thing from the CCTV camera. And we actually have monitors around the factory so that the workers can see what the laser is doing and when it's doing it. That way they know when it's finished, so they can come empty it and restart it.
Well, I really like the idea of just having the feed running. I mean, it doesn't have to be 24/7, but just having a feed running with some nice music on it, some chill music, showing different things. I don't know. People can just hop in every once in a while.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great idea. That's one of the reasons I thought maybe the CCTV would be a good idea, because it's already there. It's not in the way. And there wouldn't be any extra hardware that I'd have to install and or work around to do our job here in the shop. And fun fact for you guys watching, the screen up right now is our very first laser at Vulcan Forge 2 years ago. We don't use that big laser much anymore, simply because it doesn't have adequate ventilation. We have an enclosed laser that does a better job, and it takes all the smoke and everything and pushes it out of the factory. But yeah, that's how we got our start, right there on that big guy. That sucker weighs about 6,000 pounds, and it was not fun getting in the factory.
It is a beast, though. It'll do big 4x8 sheets. I mean, just massive sheets, signs, and that sort of thing.
I think we need to put a lot more pictures on our Instagram, by the way.
On everything. Instagram, TikTok. I think we need to condense some of this stuff, do some TikTok feeds. Laser looks like it's running clean, though.
Yeah, it's running pretty good right now.
How cool would it be to like get to the point in our production process where we could notify somebody exactly when their product was coming up to get cut, and somebody could watch their product with their custom art and even their serial number being laser cut onto their product?
You know, I thought about that, and we actually played around with a program here in the factory called, was it Odoo? OODO? Which is essentially a manufacturing management software. And we found that with a place as small as we are, there's only 5 employees here. At a place as small as we are, it actually took more time to manage the application than it did to actually do the work that you were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we get bigger, that would actually be easier than it is now, because Odoo actually had that feature built in. When a user would start a particular job, they'd press a button, and a timer would start showing that they're working on that job, and you can actually tap into that with an API, so that if you had it linked to a customer management system, then that customer management system could contact the customer via, whatever, email or whatever, and let them know that their project is being worked on. And that's essentially what it would do, is that they'd know that the job was coming up to cut on the laser, or they would know that the job was sent back to the painting bench, for instance, or whatever process their job was in at the time. But yeah, to be clear, we're not using that right now, simply because it was taken away from actual assembly time, which was not good.
Yeah, the curse of most small businesses.
And Samino, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yeah, TikTok. I'm getting old, as a lot of us are, and I looked at TikTok for the first time about, I'd say about a year ago, and it's become a habit of mine to get on my damn phone and watch TikTok for about an hour before bed every night. Stupid
you watch
little
TikTok
videos
for an hour?
Oh God, it's sometimes more. Like if I can't sleep, if I'm having a problem getting tired, I'll sit there and watch that damn thing and just flick through those damn videos, and all of a sudden it's 3 hours later.
So what is the
stupid
theme? Like what particular area do you watch?
I don't know how it comes up with what videos it shows you, but it seems like every week or two, the major themes that are showing up on my feed change. Like for instance, today I got a lot of the old Grey's Anatomy clips coming up.
Oh my God, you're just going down a rabbit hole. Someone calls it doom scrolling.
You know what? That is perfect. Doom scrolling. That's exactly right. Because like last night, I went to bed at about midnight in preparation for getting up early for this. And I must have sat there scrolling for 2.5 hours before I finally fell asleep. And then I slept for an hour and a half, and then I came in.
I
And
can't
just
believe
crazy.
that. So you like watching Dancing Bears, or I mean,
Yeah,
what kind of
yeah,
rabbit
just
holes
dumb
do you
stuff.
go down?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. The amount of different stupid stuff. So one really big theme right now on TikTok that seems to be really popular because it comes up on my feed a lot, even though I skip most of them, is people eating dinner but kind of playing jokes on each other in the process. Like they'll hide eggs in their soup, right? And then you know switch plates or whatever, so that one person gets them, one person doesn't. You know what I mean? And then I don't know. It's really stupid, but apparently it's popular because there's a lot of it. I mean, it comes up a lot, and maybe that's an Asian thing because I live in Southeast Asia. Um, but no, it's definitely interesting.
The ones I will guilty admit that I like watching are when like teenagers are trying to play pranks on their parents, and the parents reverse it on them and like end up spoofing them back. Those are the best.
Yep. Okay, so the by the way, the picture on the screen right now, if you guys watching, is the XL deck box that has a hundred double sleeved cards in it, and so you can see the extra space that you've got available there. And we placed it upside down like that to show that the spacer locks those cards into place. Now that wasn't our original intent for that spacer. That spacer is intended to separate your commander deck from like your side deck, or your side deck then from your extra lands, or whatever different deck components that you've got. The XL box comes with one spacer, but you can order as many as you want, and you can essentially use as many as you want. And yeah, it works really, really well for what it does. And it looks like the laser is done with its thing. So I'm going to go out there and do our post-cut process, and I'll leave the camera live while I do that. We probably won't run the stream too much longer for tonight. We're working out the kinks, and the next one that we do will be longer. And hopefully I'll have a better camera and a better setup, and we'll be more on top of the tech parts. So Notley, I won't be able to hear you when I take off the headset to go out there, but I'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Sounds good. This would also be a good way to make sure somebody was doing their job. Keep track of them 24/7.
All right, guys. So if you were watching the laser for the last couple of minutes, that was 3 of the standard size deck boxes that came off the laser. It took about hold on, I can tell you exactly how long it took. It took 1 hour and 3 minutes to engrave the wooden parts of 3 standard deck boxes. The very first one I took off the laser, if you were watching close, it took me a few minutes because I actually cleaned all of the little wooden pieces off of it. Generally speaking, we don't do that. We bundle them up. We shake off what comes out easily, and then we let the actual workers clean them later because that is a very time-consuming process. The first one I did just for the video. So the laser is going to be doing acrylic cutting for the rest of the day, and unfortunately, we have to keep the things sealed. I can't have the cables for the camera going in there when we do that because the acrylic it creates a very nasty smoke when it cuts, and it's not a lot of smoke like with the wood, but you really don't want to breathe it. So you need to have it completely sealed. So it's not something I can do with the camera right now until we figure out how to do that. But we will work on that. So we're probably going to end the stream here. But I think this was a productive first stream. Had some technical issues there off the start, but we're getting them figured out. Again, this is new to all of us, so hopefully we'll get better as we go along. Anything to add, Notley?
No, thank you for setting this up, man. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes from here.
Yep, so I'm planning on doing the next stream very, very soon. I don't want to wait too long to do it, but probably 2 to 3 days from now, I would guess. I'll post on the Kickstarter when we go live. And unlike this time, next time I'll also post on Reddit and Instagram and all of our social media channels. I did not do that this time because there were some technical issues there at the beginning, and well, it's a first stream, right? So there was going to be technical issues.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure there will be next time as well. One of the biggest ones I need to work out, I think, is how to display photos properly. Like with the way I'm doing it now with Discord, I don't think is the best way to do it. Because every time I double click an image, like to bring its picture up, I have to go into Discord and change the program that's showing the picture. I think there's probably a better way to where I can have it do like that entire screen all the time. But if there is a way, I didn't figure that out today. So we'll have to see. So any final questions you guys have got, post them now. We'll be closing the stream in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's definitely do it on Twitch next time as well.
Yeah, that's on my to-do list. So also next time we'll do a full sheet of product. This time was only a half a sheet. Again, because the camera, we really need a wide angle lens. Otherwise, we just can't see it. All right, it looks like no questions. So I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down, and I plan on hosting another one probably 2 days from now. Let's call it 2 days, and I'll post an update on the Kickstarter when we do that. You can also subscribe to this channel, and you'll get notifications when we go live.
And thank you, JT and London Reeves and Semino and everybody else who joined us for our first clunky attempt at this. Appreciate it.
Yep, I'll see you all again soon.